Welcome to MMO Grinder's Sidequest, where I take a look at early open or closed betas, subscription trials, and simpler titles, giving you a quick first impression. Today I'll be looking at Tree of Savior, an action fantasy MMO utilizing a drawn art style, and taking pages from 2D MMOs like Ragnarok Online and Secret of the Solstice. Tree of Savior is currently in an invite-only closed beta. This game's graphics are easily its most notable feature, and while it eschews a true 3D setting, it still uses 3D and cell shading to construct the environments, and makes heavy use of blending the 2D sprites within that world by using plenty of detail on both the design and the animation of the 2D sprites. This does, at the time, present some odd graphical hiccups. The game seems to have a hell of a time loading your character's hair, the only non-standard variable to your character, and running around towns when first loading in can cause you to be bald or possibly headless for a while. Some camera angles and areas seem to constantly force your character to face a certain way, seemingly at odds with whatever programming has them face the direction that they're moving, and moving diagonally has more often than not resulted in my characters shaking their heads violently and rapidly. There's also the odd occasion of my swordsman taking swipes at an enemy towards the north, while completely having their head turned around to face the camera. It's as unsettling as it is hilarious. Considering that the graphics are this game's most notable feature, they might want to iron a lot of that out. This game features some absolutely fantastic music that is set to insanely low by default, while the game's sounds are cranked up way too loud. Some adjustment is advised there, as the music can serve well to be a driving force to the combat, and the sounds do get repetitive. Repetitive is exactly what people might think of with this gameplay. It features an open-world style but plays like an action RPG, and enemies are everywhere, in large groups, with fast respawn rates, making this a modern Ragnarok Online, and seemingly encouraging you to grind your levels. Not that you have to, but it's one of those games where that's a viable and oft-preferred option. Quests are fairly plentiful, though they seem to taper off at a certain level range according to the constant mentions of this in the chat. It's interesting that you can return to a quest NPC on occasion simply by hitting backspace once your quest is finished. It's also worth noting that while many quests are pointed out to you, there are just as many that you'll find simply exploring the map and talking to seemingly insignificant NPCs, which might bring back some old-school charm for certain players. Despite the combat coming across as repetitive, the gameplay does seem interesting enough, especially when you end up in a boss event, which the game will instantly lock to your character alone, unless you're in a party. Bosses will take a lot of work to take down and make some heavy use of damage fields, bringing some new school trends into this older feeling genre. Later boss fights get simply amazing and challenging to play, as you have to constantly plan your attacks and movements on the fly. Bringing a party definitely helps, and the community seems more than willing to group up with you, often spamming invites to passing players, and there's no real harm in joining. Even leaving a party is simple enough if they end up scattering to the wind after a boss fight. As for their general attitude, it's a closed beta, I'll just let this one sit for a while. I'm pretty sure there will be an audience for Tree of Savior, but not one that'll be pulling numbers from other titles. There's not too many games that use this kind of formula lately, and that's a simple observation and not an invitation for pedants to write me a list or play another round of Well Actually. This is definitely the kind of game that Ragnarok 2 should have been, and those looking for that simple hack-and-slash formula with some really slick-looking art and design should definitely look forward to more from Tree of Savior. This has been an MMO Grinder Sidequest, and it's time I logged out.